information we have is not the best at this time, because young people, when they are idle, they get into all kinds of mischief. And the cost, the social cost to families, to our society is going to be very high. The President of the Republic has listened, he's heard, he started to address them. As you rightly say, by setting up this commission, which has quite a wide mandate. The President, having heard this and having started action, I think our people should listen and send the children back to school, and they should have hope and confidence that the problems they raised will be addressed.
A personal question to you now. If you were to choose one, which one would that be? Parliamentary group leader of the CPDM at the Senate, Grand Chancellor of National Orders, or the chairman of the National Commission on the Promotion of Bilingualism and Multiculturalism?
That's a tight question. I'm sure you don't expect an answer from me. But all the same, I will tell you that it's another experience that I'm going to go through, that of addressing or heading a commission like we have now, of promoting bilingualism and multiculturalism. The scope is very wide, and I think we're going to be helpful to the President of the Republic by giving him ideas, proposing solutions to problems that we've identified, proposing texts which will help our living together, which will help our improvement of bilingualism, multiculturalism. When you look at the scope of the thing, I think it's a fantastic job that I've been given, and I just pray God that I have the energy, the strength, the wisdom, the cooperation of my fellow colleagues, my countrymen and women, because we need all your ideas to help us carry out our exalting mission.
Senator Peter Mafani Musange. The 15 members of the commission, including the chairperson and his vice, have finally been appointed and are supposed to go to work immediately. Their task is a very daunting one, that of making Cameroonians feel as citizens of the same country and all their bilingual and cultural rights respected. But this will be successful only with the collaboration of all and sundry. CC's Kange Williams Wasaloko now looks at the missions and challenges of the National Commission for the Promotion of Bilingualism and Multiculturalism.
Constitutionally, Cameroon is a bilingual nation with two official languages, English and French. Both languages are to enjoy equal status in both official and non-official circles. This has not been the case, as the French language has been playing a dominant role over the English language. The situation aggravated when the French language was almost assimilating the Queen's language in the Anglophone part of the country, in education, administration, and even in the judiciary. There is no doubt that the dominant role of the French language is the root cause of the grievances of the Anglophone teachers' trade union and the common law lawyers, which has today generated to a social crisis. By creating the National Commission for the Promotion of Bilingualism and Multiculturalism and the appointment of its members, President Paul Biya is sending a strong message to the nation as a whole that bilingualism and multiculturalism are both facets of our beloved nation. But the task of ensuring the implementation of bilingualism is an arduous one. Come to think of the fact that the presidential text appointing the members of the commission left the presidency only in French. What happened to the English version? Why did the linguistic service at the presidency did not translate the document into English? Where were the translators? This simply means that while the president is busy putting forward a vision for bilingualism, his close collaborators are still thinking in the past. The Musange Commission should therefore be ready to wrestle with even the highest administration of the land in making sure that none of the two languages play a dominant role over the other, be it in education, official correspondence, business, and the dissemination of sensitive information, especially from government officials. Cameroonians should be free to express themselves in public offices in any of the languages without being stigmatized as Anglos, Bamenda, Biafra, or Francophones. The Commission should ensure that messages on billboards, posters, banners, and public offices, airports, hotels, hospitals should be written in both languages. The Musange Commission could also take the cue from the National Advanced School of Administration and Magistracy that recently signed a partnership with the Pilot Center to review their curriculum in English and French and propose the same policy in all of our professional schools. the military, and other administrative structures that claim French as the only language of command. Perhaps the most difficult task of the Mosonge Commission is wiping out the notion that bilingualism in Cameroon is elitist. One doesn't need to go through a formal education to become bilingual. The Bayam-Selams in our local markets, the tailors, vendors should be given an opportunity to express themselves in both languages. For instance, if a candidate for a driving test is made to understand that he or she will undergo an oral test by reading road signs in English and French, he or she will be forced to make an effort in understanding the basics in both languages. Bilingualism should be practiced at all levels. An Anglophone on holidays in Marwa or a Francophone on vacation in Akwaya should be able to meander his or her way to the local markets, shops, board a taxi, or even chat of the opposite sex without facing any linguistic barrier. For bilingualism to become a reality, we need to overhaul our administration, our way of thinking, for there is no rapid progress without the will to progress and the participation of everyone from bottom to top in the various circles of progress. Cameroon is blessed with over 250 tribes and a mosaic of cultures. These varying cultures are under threat from political maneuvers and are demanding protection. The Mosonge Commission is expected to propose ways and means of converting the multicultural facets of Cameroon to an asset which can be interwoven and become the pride of our nation. The Commission will be expected to preach religious tolerance, promote intermarriages between tribes, ensure the teaching of our mother tongues in schools, discourage negative cultural practices such as homosexuality, female circumcision, discrimination against albinos, and put an end to childhood marriages, as well as inhuman treatment of widows and their rights to inheritance. Cameroonians should be proud of their various nutritional identities and promote our local cultural attires and artistic works of art. Our television presenters should be encouraged to appear on screens with our beautiful locally made outfits, while we should imbibe in our children the need to dress Cameroonian, to feel proud in speaking their mother tongues, and above all, the respect for hierarchy and the patrimony of our nation. Such efforts will not only bury inferiority and divisive tendencies which have often provoked frustration and threatened national unity, but will uphold our national pride, and Cameroonians from north, east, west, and south will enjoy the feeling of oneness and unity in diversity. They too, like artist Tata Kinge, will be ready at all times to re-echo President Paul Biya's sermon during his maiden visit to Buea: "I was born a Cameroonian, I live a Cameroonian, and I shall die a Cameroonian."
I was born a Cameroonian, and I am a Cameroonian. I will live and die a Cameroonian.
Kange Williams, Wasaloko. This is Cameroon Calling on the national station of the CRTV.
You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have arrived.
the year. The creation of the National Commission on the Promotion of Bilingualism and Multiculturalism, the fight against the terror group Boko Haram, the Anglophone crisis, the 2017 edition of the Commonwealth Day, and the first ordinary session of the 2017 legislative year are some of the imposing topics on the newspapers for the week. The National Bilingual Daily Cameroon Tribune, the Post, the Horizon, and the Eden have each targeted a section of the stories. Cameroon Tribune of March 16 carries the presidential decrees appointing the 15-member commission with its pioneer chairperson Peter Mafani Musonge, affirming in an interview that the commission is a stepping stone towards reinforcing national unity and stability. The National Bilingual Daily Cameroon Tribune also focused on Cameroon's fight against the terror group Boko Haram on its one-quarter page entitled Another Spectacular Victory by Security Forces. It highlights the successes of the Cameroonian Defense Forces working in synergy with the Multinational Joint Task Force to score a tremendous success during which they freed 5,000 hostages that were taken by Boko Haram. The Post quotes Communication Minister Issa Chiruma Bakari in Yaoundé last March 14, announcing during a press conference that during the major operation dubbed Thunder 2 that took place from February 26 to March 7, the joint force also searched for and smoked out the Boko Haram terrorists from their hideout some 250 kilometers into the Nigerian territory and some 40 kilometers along the border. The Horizon, the Post, and the Eden newspapers also elaborated on the ongoing Anglophone crisis in Cameroon. The Post reports of Minister Gogomo Paul Mingo preaching peace, tolerance, and reason to the people of Manu Division in the Southwest region. The Horizon reports of Anglophone eldest members of Parliament backing President Paul Biya in the ongoing crisis. It quotes eldest member of Parliament Enoch Tanjung castigating the crimes surrounding the upheaval, especially the arson that ravaged the Faculty of Medicine of the University of Bamenda and the destruction of the administrative block at the government high school Akwaya. The Eden on its part says government is strategizing with the Commonwealth to bring peace to the Anglophones. The paper reports that for the first time since Cameroon joined the British Commonwealth, celebrations to mark the Commonwealth Day were taken to the Northwest and Southwest regions under the theme Peace Building Commonwealth. And that's what would have been the major issues on the newspapers for the week. Back to you, George. Rigobert Maniga with the press review. Melvis Kimbilu has some of your letters on Let the People Speak. Hi Melvis.
Hello George.
We begin with this letter from Mvondo Rigobert Paul in Yaoundé on bilingualism in Cameroon.
Dear Sisi, I want to encourage you for the great job you are doing towards nation building. I am greatly concerned about the level of bilingualism in Cameroon. It's a sing-song in Cameroon that English and French are the two official languages of the country and should be treated equally. The Prime Minister has talked much about this, and some weeks back the President created a commission for the promotion of bilingualism and multiculturalism. I have two examples to point out the fact that one language is not fully respected. On the bus of the Indomitable Lions, the phrase Lions Indomptables is written on both sides with no English version, but authorities are quick to use the lions as a symbol of peace and national integration. Secondly, texts continue to be signed only in one language, only in the French language, leaving those who speak in English to roughly translate these documents to their own understanding.
Next is a letter from Chuo Walters in Swa, who complains of the non-payment of salaries to tutorial teachers.
Dear Sisi, we the tutorial teachers at the University of Yaoundé Swa have gone for 3 months without receiving a salary for the first semester examinations, whereas the second semester has already started. Even the markers have not been paid. We are requesting that the competent authority do something because the school administration is saying that the budget has been allocated for other things.
And we end with this letter from Yai in Fundong, who proposes that CRTV sets up a mechanism to monitor and control the quality of news on its airwaves.
Dear Sisi, recently my fellow brother and renowned journalist Chalindicha lauded CRTV as the #1 in Cameroon based on the performance of its team. While agreeing with him in toto, I believe the challenge remains in maintaining the required standards and staying up there. I am referring to some of CRTV's news presenters who are rather raffish. By these I mean they may carry the voice and style, but their finishing in terms of language and facts is overwhelmingly misleading. There may be a need for quality control on this, both in your recruitment as well as the need for presenters to stay off complacency. While it will help them on a personal basis, this will be much appreciated by us learners and lovers of the CRTV.
Those were some of your letters read by Mervis Kimbilu. Our address is CRTV National Station, Box 1634 Yaoundé, or Cameroon Calling at crtv.cm. CC Sports is next with Albert Njiembonde.
We are used to hearing that a senior divisional officer bans the holding of a public manifestation, blaming the decision on threats to public order. But that it happens to a club as legendary as Tonnerre Calara Club of Yaoundé is all too surprising. Tonnerre is not only one of Cameroon's oldest football outfits, created in 1934, it is also one of the most celebrated, with a continental trophy, 5 Cup of Cameroon wins and 5 championship titles. Difficult therefore to talk about Cameroon's football heritage without mentioning Tonnerre, for household names like Len Paul, Roger Milla, Paul Gaston Dongo, Ernest Ebonge, Jean-Louis Mama, Stephen Tato and Rigobert Song all played for the Vogada club. But the question is, how did the mighty fall so low? What explains the fact that one Tonnerre presents 2 teams with 2 different presidents, 2 different coaches in the same championship game? What explains the fact that one camp with licenses is not allowed to play a league game and the other without licenses is allowed? What explains the fact that Fecafoot endorses one faction and the Professional Football League, a structure within the same federation, endorses the other? Football observers have been stunned by Tonnerre of Yaoundé's melodrama, and in the absence of any real answers to the questions, they've all resorted to the old saying that no Cameroon, c'est le Cameroun. As 2 camps battle over the paternity and management of the club, they have engaged themselves into a long legal battle, punching verbal blows at each other, ignoring decisions of administrative authorities, denying any form of reconciliation, interpreting court decisions as they wish to their favor, missing championship matches as it was the case this week, banned in Yaoundé and rejected in Bamenda. In all of these, the championship will be on the 6th action this weekend, but Tonnerre is yet to play a single game. The consequence of this is that all teams of the League 2 championship in Cameroon will be affected, exactly the same way it happens when all minds are distracted once a baby starts crying in church in the heart of the pastor's sermon. Tonnerre, like Canon, by their history and their political backing, being clubs of Yaoundé, Cameroon's political capital, have always enjoyed favors which affect the other clubs they are competing with. Don't be surprised if someday matches are programmed haphazardly to catch up with Tonnerre's lost time, and other clubs will be expected to play matches in the space of 2 to 3 days. The Tonnerre Wahala seems to be a problem without a solution, revealing in the open the war between Fecafoot and its Professional Football League. While General Pierre Semenge denies to recognize the legality of the authorities at Chinga, the Chinga administration has suspended the 4 referees who handled the controversial game he approved. The heroic exploits of the Lionesses of Cameroon last year and the triumph of the Lions this year in Gabon may just be a window dressing on the profound malaise still rocking the local game. For while the people want to enjoy the passion of their sport, the officials have decided to steal the show from the players with their conflicts of ego and interest, now monopolizing media attention. Doom looms in the air, except we implore the gods of football to intervene once again. Albert Njembonde with CC Sports. Listeners, that is our CC package this day. You heard contributions by Quintabel Kiale, Mireille Lambo, Ayi Mbile, George Kelong, Kange Williams Wasaluko, Melvis Kimbilu, Ashu Nyenti, Rigobert Mania, and Albert Nje Mbonde. Listen to the program online thanks to the webmaster Nelson Tawe on www.cameroncalling.cm. Madeleine Sopi-Koto supervises the program with Alain Bilibi at the coordination. Samson Websey and George Kelong are the editorial advisors. Production is by Ayim Bile and Melvis Kimbilu. The entire production team joins me, George Ari Mortareta, at the anchor to wish you a nice week. A rebroadcast will be yours tomorrow on the national station of the CRTV at 9:30 p.m. Join us again next week for a new production. It's bye-bye from Yaoundé.
That was Cameroon Calling, a production of the news department of CRTV.
This is Cameroon Calling. Our weekly magazine of news reports, interviews, commentaries, opinions, and analysis. Cameroon Calling is a production of the news department of the Cameroon Radio Television Corporation, CRTV.